These TV shows have been promoting the false information of forensic investigations and lab procedures for years. It has created the phenomenon called the CSI effect, which according to the National Institute of Justice is when people have an exaggerated representation of the forensic science field. Uh, yeah. 30 million people have seen CSI in one night, and 70 million people have seen one episode or more, making it likely for jurors to have the CSI effect, which would greatly influence the process of the case. It is very important to know the difference between what is real and what is fiction, because most of the people here will be chosen to be either jurors in cases, and jurors with the CSI effect is very dangerous. We're going to talk about what an investigator does, how crimes differentiate between TV and real life, and how it affects people. First of all, we're going to talk about what a CSA does. In these TV shows, we even have the name wrong. They're not called crime scene investigators. They're called crime scene analysts, or a CSA. The duty of a CSA is to identify, collect, document, and analyze evidence. It is not to interrogate subjects or chase after them, as you see in TV. The life of a CSA is not full of the danger that compared to a police officer or a detective. Second, you see on TV that they are in charge of cases, and really that's not true. It is the detectives that are in charge of the case. The duty of the CSA is to give them evidence so they can piece together information on what happened at the crime scene. This is what forensic science is really about, using science for justice. Now we've talked about the responsibilities of a CSA, crime scene analyst. Now we're talking about how crimes differentiate between TV and reality. The crimes you see on TV are gruesome and intricate, when really in real life they're not like that. Crime follows this wedding cake model. At the top you see the celebrated cases. You see the celebrated cases, which those are very similar to the ones you see on the TV shows. They're all over the news. Then you see the serious felonies, also kind of similar but not quite. And then you see the lesser felonies, which would make slightly boring CSI episodes. And then the misdemeanors, which make up 90% of crimes, according to Criminal Justice in America, published in 2014, 7th edition. If CSI has made episodes of the misdemeanors, it'd be the most boring episodes you see in your life, because the sentences would be less than 1 year in jail, probation, or intermediate sanctions. Now we're going to talk about how crime is solved in TV. In TV, you see that they take several hours for lab results to get back, and then in several days, the crime is magically solved. In real life, it takes 4 to 6 weeks for toxicology to bring back the results, and it can go, and cases can be solved from months to several years. Also, the police departments have a large amount of cold cases, and in TV, all the cases are solved and everyone's happy. The swift justice that you see on TV is not seen in the real criminal justice system. Now we're going to go more in depth into the CSI effect, which is forensic science's greatest enemy. According to Professor Martinus Cohen, professor of Introduction to Criminalistics at George Mason University, the CSI effect is very harmful because jurors believe that there isn't enough evidence to convict someone because there's no DNA. And most cases in real life don't use DNA because it's very expensive. People think that every police organization has a forensic science unit, when really that's not the case. Also, it makes detective lives harder when you think you know more than them, when really all you have is false information. Also, that on TV you see this magical technology, that face recognition true, but some of it is pure science fiction. Alright, and now most people in the forensic science field view these crime TV shows as toxic, but according to Professor Kelly Knight, STEM Accelerator of the College of Science at George Mason University, believes that these shows are good in a way because it brings awareness to the field. It makes people do research and get proper information, which is what happened in my case, which is why I'm majoring in forensic science. Although it is important to tell between fact and fiction, knowing that you want to go to forensic science through CSI is not a bad thing. Remember that, very important. Today we discuss what a CSA does, how crime differentiates between TV and real life, and the positive and negative sides of the CSI. It is very important to know because some of you might be juror members, and it's very important to decrease the amount of people who harbor the CSI effect. Now be kind to your fellow investigators when you see things on TV and they're taking too long to solve the case, because what you see is not real.